So we practiced today. So I think we know that. And Le'Veon Bell had his knee swelled up yesterday, so he did not practice. We'll just get that down and get him back ready to go. Willie Gay did not practice. Everybody else practiced, did a nice job. The guys that are in the concussion protocol, which is Breland and Mahomes, were limited on what they did. So it was, but listen, they all got good work in, and that was the important thing as we went through today. It was good tempo. The guys again, it was a good first step getting things going. So, and then Clyde, he did practice, and so did Sammy. So they both got some work in today. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Go first to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Andy. Brad, I'll have a quick follow-up too. Andy, just writing something about Tyreek's development, and I just wonder if you could think back. It's been a while now, but to how much he needed to do to become a receiver, what all he needed when he came in, and what's taken him to where he is now.
Yeah, well, he was a tweener player where he got to do both in college and receiver part of it, but he attacked the issue coming in. People said he might just be a returner. That wasn't the case. That's not how he perceived himself, and he worked at it. And he spent a lot of time with the quarterbacks, and it showed in his development over the years. But there's a lot of technique and fundamentals that go into playing wide receiver in the National Football League, and he had to go and learn those, and he put his mind to it.
And obviously receiver requires a lot more than being fast, but do you think sometimes his speed almost overshadows all the other things he's able to do as a receiver?
He's got the speed and he has a quickness that we see, but it's a technique and fundamentals that he uses to get open. Likewise, there are a lot of fast and quick guys in this league, but to play wide receiver, you got to have the rest of it. And he's worked very hard at getting that, whether it's with David Culley or Greg. He's been blessed to have Greg, just having Greg haven't been a player in the offense. So what a great situation that's been for him.
Go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you heard, and I apologize if you hadn't, that Ted Thompson passed away. And I'm just curious about your thoughts about Ted.
Yeah, good friend. I was sorry to hear about that. Good man. And he was good at what he did, but even a better person. So sad deal. And, the remaining family that he has, my prayers go out to them.
Go next to Sarin Petro. Go ahead, Sarin.
Coach, we talked with Coach McDermott earlier in the sorry, my microphone fell off. We talked to Coach McDermott earlier in the week, Coach, and about, kind of maybe how your influence of throw the ball and get to the run later, not being, the old school football where you got to establish the run. That's got to be the first thing you've got to do, and how that came about. I'm curious, have you, made a note of how the league seems to be following in your, you said the other day, every down's a throwing down. Like, does that drive you? Does that force you to go even more in that direction to stay ahead of the curve?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I was kind of raised that way with it, but, I understand the importance of the run game too in there. So there's got to be, you've got to be efficient at both, but you've got to be able to throw the football in today's world. You have to be able to do it. These kids are starting now when they're in little league football and working their way up. High schools are throwing, colleges are throwing. And so it's not a secret anymore that's not a bad way to go. And this league is phenomenal at doing it. Some of the creativity and that you see right now in this league is really neat, to know where it was and where it's at now.
Go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy, just confirming with you that Pat is still in the protocol. Is that right? And Brad will have a quick second question.
Yeah, both Pat and Breland are both in the protocol.
Okay.
And working on a limited basis. So, I mean, that's kind of where we're at. and
Okay,
both are
did he
improving.
take-
So
Did Pat take all the starter snaps today?
the majority of them, yeah, he took them.
Okay, thanks.
We'll go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Coach, we'll get a chance to speak with Daryl today. Given how his year has gone, where maybe he thought he would be within the mix for a lot of snaps early on, injecting a draft pick, injecting Le'Veon Bell. So how proud are you for him keeping with it through the season, and now he's getting really these prime time opportunities?
Yeah, you know what? You cut out the first part of that. I heard Le'Veon Bell, and I didn't hear the.
Okay, yeah,
something,
sorry. We're getting Daryl today. I just how proud
Oh,
are
I
you
got you.
for him
Okay,
sticking
I
with
got
it,
you.
given just the circumstances.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, Daryl, strong-minded kid. So I'm proud of him and how he's handled it. You know, he had a nice year last year. He comes in, he got hurt, and then he comes back and he worked his tail off to get himself back into football shape, and it's paying off for him. So he's done a nice job for us, and I'm happy for him. He's a good kid, so that you're happy for those guys that work their tail off and are good people. So
We'll go last to Herbie Teope. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach, just a quick follow-up to Adam Teicher's question. And how did Patrick look out there to you? And the last question is, Phillip Rivers retired yesterday, and I know you've got some history with him over the years. What was your reaction to his retirement?
yeah, so Pat looked good out there. He did a nice job when he was doing it, and looks like he's moving around well. He feels good. So it's just important that we follow the protocol, and that's what we're doing. So and then Phillip, listen, I'm happy for him that he's getting to do now what he wanted to do, and that's coach high school football. And he's got all these kids, which is awesome. There's a time and a place where everybody's got to hang it up, and he had a phenomenal career, and he's a phenomenal guy, and you pull for those guys, and so I hope his second career here, coaching high school football, is as good as his first career, and that was playing for the Chargers in Indy. So he's a heck of a player, good person.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you, appreciate you.